Rap Radio. Raw and uncut.
Cubo, and welcome to Chicano Rap Radio. I'm your homie Snipes holding it down, and today we have OG Big Wicked back in the house. So without further ado, let's welcome the homeboy to the show. What's up, G? How's your day going? Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Thank you for having me again. Appreciate you reaching out again, doggy dog. Hope everything's well with you and yours. You know what I mean?
Thank you. Yeah, everything's going good. Try to count my blessings every day. One of the things that I'd like to kind of start off the interview with is one of your recent posts that you did, especially in regards to what I just said, in regards to counting your blessings.
Yes, sir.
You did a post recently where it said someone out there didn't wake up today. Someone out there is going through something worse than you. So always thank God for your blessings. I like your point of view. I like your mentality. Tell me a little bit more about, how you got there. Have you always been spiritual? Have you always been in touch with that side of you, or is this something that kind of like grew and developed over the years?
I can't say I always have, but in a way I have. You know what I mean? I think that it's something that my mom kind of put in me when I was a kid, read the Bible and all this. But I've never been a religious person, but I have always been a person that's always prayed, and I've always been a person to acknowledge God as my only God. So whenever I go through shit, or whenever my kids are going through stuff, or anything in life, you know what I mean, I always pray about it, and I stay praying, dog. You know what I mean? I pray a lot. You know what I mean? And I hope that a lot of people out there do, because at the end of the day, I mean, it's not like, I mean, if you believe in the devil, you believe in God, and there is two realms, you know what I mean? There's the darkness and there's the light, you know what I mean? And before, back in the days, I used to kind of like be more with the dark. Mm-hmm. And there was a time when I was pissed off at God for putting me through shit, which I thought he was putting me through shit. Right. But it wasn't him putting me through shit. He actually allows, I believe, to for the devil to kind of test you. You know what I mean? To make you learn things from that test. You know what I mean? So it's not like he's like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and give this all right, go ahead and test this motherfucker. I mean, break him or whatever. Because from what I hear, also from what I was taught, God also never gives you more than you can handle. You know what I mean? And you always got to be thankful for all your blessings, because there is a lot of people out there that don't wake up, and I know people that died in their sleep, you know what I mean? And it can happen to any one of us, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your health is your biggest wealth, you know what I mean? You got to take care of yourself, and you always have to be grateful for the things that you do have, the blessings, having good health, not being in prison, being able to be there for your kids, or being able to have your mom still, or I mean, my dad's passed away, as I told you in the last interview that we had, and it's been a year.
It's been a minute, yeah.
It's been a long time, doggy. So, yeah, man. So, and as a matter of fact, to kind of piggyback off that, I guess, or like to kind of blend it in with it. Matter of fact, last Friday, you know what I mean, and you'll be the first one to know about this, you know what I mean, and it's on a video. I don't know if you heard of homie Level. Shout out to my boy Level Martinez.
I'm not familiar with him, no.
Okay, you're familiar with Kimbo Slice, right?
Yes.
Okay, you remember that video, the dog fights in Netflix?
Yes.
Okay, you had a bunch of fighters out there that were from Florida or whatever. So he was one of them, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And so he was, he had, you know what I mean? He used to get down and everything. So shout out to my boy, you know what I mean? And something happened in his life, and numerous things happened in his life, you know what I mean? And he changed his life and gave it to God, you know what I mean? He started walking that path, which is a very hard path to walk, you know what I mean?
Right.
You talk about it, you know what I mean? To say, quote verses or whatnot. But at the end of the day, it's very hard to walk it. You know what I mean? It's too easy to just go and smoke a motherfucker. You know what I mean? It's too easy to beat the fuck out of a motherfucker. It's too easy to, if someone's staring at you, sit down.
Yeah.
My dog over here.
Yeah.
So it's too easy to be like, you know what I mean? If someone's staring at you, you know what I mean, mad dogging you, it's too easy to just like, fuck you looking at, homie, you know what I mean? Versus like, just kind of, you know what I mean? But as you grow, you get better with that, right? But at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is it's harder to walk that path to try to stay clean. Well,
Right,
I
right.
don't have a problem with drugs, never did. I mean, but I mean, I try to stay like clean as in like uh
You mean
walking
more
that clean.
like to be like righteous
Yeah, to
or
be
carry yourself
righteous,
with
to you know what I
morals and
mean, to yeah,
okay.
it's all that. You know what I mean? Even my music, I mean, which is kind of conflicting what I'm about to tell you, you know what I mean? Because uh the homie had came down here last time, right?
Okay.
He's always coming down here to Cali. I mean, we're really tight, you know what I mean? So the homies baptizes people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Homies from everywhere. I mean, he was down here in LA in San Bernardino on the 20th. And he got at me. He told me, he's like, hey, doggy dog, fucking, like, his last time, I mean, he told me, he's like, you want to get baptized? You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm not ready, dog. You know what I mean?
Not
And
ready. Okay.
yeah, and I've been asked by multiple people to get baptized. You know what I mean?
And this was recent, like last week or
Yeah,
something you said?
last Friday, dog. I mean,
Okay.
this Friday, you know what I mean? The 20th, I believe it was, actually 21st.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well, he came
21st.
down on the 20th, but what I'm about to tell you happened on the 21st, right? 5/21/21, you know what I mean? So uh, I told him like this last time when he talked to me about a month ago or so, he's like, are you ready now, man? I mean, and he's always like, you know what I mean? He's always with the
Yeah.
positive stuff, you know what I mean? So we chop it up on not just that, you know what I mean? I always like, you know what I mean? Go and support his thing, you know what I mean? I'm always down to support, not just because you're not active out in the streets. I'm not gonna see you know what I mean? You gotta be a righteous homie regardless, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what, dog, I'm not ready. You know what I mean? And I don't think I'll ever be ready. I mean, who the fuck is ready for,
Right.
you know what I mean? But I feel that you owe it to God to give that declaration that he's your one and only God. And you have to, like, you know what I mean? Acknowledge that and give him that loyalty. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
So I don't want to be that motherfucker that, I mean, walks up to the gates of to heaven or whatever. If that, you know what I mean? If that's what it is, I don't know what
Yeah.
it is. And then or ends up in hell, which I have no problem with. I've been wanting to beat the fuck out of the devil. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like, but I don't want to be that person that like goes away from this world, dog, with those regrets. Like, you know what I mean? Like accepting God as my savior. And
Right.
I mean, I'm still a knucklehead, dog. And like I told the homeboy, like I'm fuck. I don't even like. I feel conflicted about it, but at the end of the day, I mean, why wouldn't I acknowledge him? It's kind of like saying you don't acknowledge that's your brother. You don't acknowledge that's your mom.
Yeah.
Why would you
Yeah.
do something in public?
And
You know what I mean?
and
You got to.
you know what, G?
I mean?
Well, one of the things that I think is hard for people to comprehend is that if you feel like you're not doing right, if you feel you're doing certain things that you shouldn't be doing, you think maybe I'm not ready or I'm not worthy, to step into church or to follow that path yet. But I think some of us, we forget that Jesus or whoever you look up to, they seek out these people who are in those tough times, so they're not looking for someone who's already righteous and who's doing everything they're supposed to, so they want
Real
to
talk.
welcome people that that are having tough times, that are having trouble with drugs or crime or whatever it is, because they're trying to cleanse people from that. So I think recognizing that that maybe you're not ready, is very insightful of you. But it's also like you mentioned, no one will ever really be ready. As a matter of fact, maybe you are the perfect candidate for that because you're not ready, or at least
Yeah.
you feel you're not ready.
Yeah, and that's I'm glad that you said that because I'm pretty pretty positive, man. There's a lot of people out there just like me and just like you or whatnot. I don't know if what path someone's taking or what struggles they're going through or whatever it is, right? But at the end of the day, that's just a step, and that's not like no one is saying like you got to be perfect right after, but it's a
Hmm.
step to acknowledging like someone that's been there your whole life to and be there in those darkest times of your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I got baptized on the 21st by the
Yeah,
homie. You know what I mean? I went
congratulations.
down to him. Thank you, homie.
It's a
Appreciate
big
that.
step.
It is, dog. You know what I mean? I know I'm gonna fall, and I already been falling. Matter of fact, to be honest with you, shit already got harder. Like from that day, you know what I mean? Like from that
Yeah.
day, uh, I mean, shit's been getting like, you know what I mean? But I mean, I got a lot of stuff that, yeah, I mean, it's that I'm supposed to release and do all these things, but it's not like it's not easy to kind of like I don't know what's the word, man. It's like well, like I said, I mean, to walk I mean, I'm not gonna be out there like trying to pretend to be Mr. Perfect. I'm still doing my thing,
Right.
but I wanted to give, like I said, the acknowledgement and that respect, the honor to God and Jesus Christ, right?
Yeah.
To to give him that loyalty. You know what I mean? Like you're my big homie. You know what I mean? Like whatever. I'm gonna fall
Yeah.
short. I
Right.
may end
Right.
up like doing whatever I do, right? And that's just. But at least I give him his loyalty, his respect, as I should, as anyone should. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and big props for that because as I mentioned, it's a big step, and you said earlier, that that things have already gotten tough, but you mentioned earlier that and I would agree that I think it's a matter of perspective. Like maybe things get tough, not necessarily because God doesn't love you, but maybe because He's giving you an opportunity for growth, or He's giving you a chance to like testing you. Yes, you can handle this, and this is the test, and for some reason, let's say maybe you fail, maybe you pop this guy in the mouth or something, but you know what, the path that you're following, you're expected to backslide, you're expected to have those to fall down, but they want
There
you to
you go.
get right back up, and so I respect you for doing that, I admire the spirituality that you share with your followers. I think it's a good thing for people to
That's
hear that,
important, my
especially
boy.
from someone
That's important, my
someone
boy. I mean,
Yeah.
that's very important. I mean, and it's like a lot of I don't want to say rappers, man, but it's a lot of entertainers, rappers, artists, actors, anyone out there, people out there in general, right? I
Hmm.
believe that a lot of people out there kind of glorify themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They fill their posts or their feed with just selfies or me, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And they never bother to kind of like use their platform for something not necessarily positive, but something constructive and
Right.
something to hand out some type of wisdom
Right.
or to help uplift somebody. Maybe someone that saw your post, or maybe someone that saw that right there. It not necessarily changed their life, but maybe
Yeah.
changed their view in life at that
Right.
moment because they were going through some shit and they're like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
You
They
know what I
they
mean?
needed to hear that. They needed to hear that. And then you said it, what was perfect. I want to kind of shift focus a little bit more into the music. Thank you so much for opening up, in regards to that side of your life. And again, we admire and we respect that very much. Let's take a quick little break and we'll be right back. You're listening to Chicano Rap Radio, raw and uncut.
Hit us up at 805-395-6595 for your special requests, dedications, and shout-outs. Chicano Rap Radio, raw and uncut.
Welcome back to Chicano Rap Radio. We're chopping it up with OG Big Wicked. We've been talking about spirituality and walking the righteous path. It's not always easy, and sometimes we backslide as individuals or human beings. But the important thing is to get back up and keep it moving. So thank you for sharing that with us, homie. I really appreciate that. As I mentioned before, I want to switch focus more into your music. Because I think your music is also very powerful, and a lot of your life experiences find their way into the music. You put out an album called The Lost Tapes, um, that which was a collection of music there it is, which is a collection of music that you've recorded over the years. What kind of reception have you gotten from the fans in regards to the music that you put out that spans several years of your life?
They loved it. You know what I mean? Because I've had loyal fans from day one. I don't want to just call them fans, dog. You know what I mean? It's but supporters. You know what I mean? People
Hmm.
that love my music and they've been supporting it since before there was even CDs when I was putting out on tapes. You know what I mean? Like we mentioned on
Underground.
the last interview. Yes, sir. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So I remember. I don't know if I told you, but I think I did. But I used to go to county jail, and when I went to prison, and I would have homies in the yarda, you know what I mean, right there that would know all my lyrics to like old school songs, like for example, 71 Red Rum, or you know what I mean, a bunch of like these songs that I did back in the days. I mean, I put 22
Mhm.
tracks out there. I don't know if you can see because of the reflection,
Yeah.
but 22 tracks. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
the lost tapes. Uh, by the way, there's still a few of these left. You know what I mean? I'll sign up for y'all and shit. I mean, if you guys want to cop
So hit
one,
up the
just gotta
homie,
roll
send
one
the
up real.
DM. Make sure you get your copy. I got myself a copy, and there's a lot of bangers on there, a lot of really good music, and a lot of history. You know, if you're a supporter of OG Big Wicked, you know, you're gonna get that if you purchase, you know, the album, you know, the Lost Tapes. You also last when we were on the interview last, and we got an opportunity to meet your daughter. You know, how's your daughter doing, and you know, how's that song been doing? You know, what kind of reception did you get from the supporters in regards to that music? Because it was a little bit different from what they're used to hearing, but it's also something very positive and uplifting that you did.
No doubt. Yeah, you know, it was it got it got a lot of attention. And you know, that's just on the audio, you know what I mean? A lot of streams and all that. And most importantly, the feedback that I got was very different. I mean, like in a very like, man, you know what, that jam. I had people like DMing me or whatnot on Instagram or Facebook or leaving comments on the YouTube channel, on my YouTube channel,
Hmm.
OGB Wicked on YouTube. And that, man, I was listening to the song, came across it. I was about to go do some like bad shit. I was going through some bad shit. People
Yeah.
told me they cried to that song. People
Hmm.
told me that it changed their life, that they bump
Wow.
it every day, like to keep them positive. That, you know what I mean? Like at that. Yeah, there's so many things, and there's so many people shared in comments or whatnot. Also, because my daughter, she has the epilepsy, so a lot of people were sharing in the comments also. Oh my God, my daughter or my son, they have epilepsy and blah blah. You know what I mean? So it had a lot of positive feedback. You know what I mean? And very like heartfelt feedback. You know what I mean? Versus like, hey, that was a dope track, homie. You know what I mean? She was fire or whatever. You know what I mean? Which is always good. You know what I mean? But this one was like paragraphs of like people really poured out their heart on how this song affected them. You know what I mean? Which
Right.
is deep. You know what I mean? It's deep. It was a deep song and it got deep feedback. You know
So
what I mean?
so and you had a big impact on people's lives, and you know, I imagine it was a good experience to share that with your daughter as well. Do you have a, you know, since you've gotten such a good impact, or such a good response from the supporters, do you have any plans to maybe do add any visuals to that?
Yeah. Matter of fact, it's already on the way. And I mean, well, not. I mean, we already have the a couple of days set up for the for the visual, the
Okay,
music video, whatnot.
that's right.
And it's gonna be very as deep as the song. You know what I mean? But it's always good to give that all the supporters, the fans of the music, a visual. You know what I mean? It hits you different.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah. So it's on the way. You know what I mean? It's on the way.
And I imagine your daughter's excited for that as well. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
it, any
I even got a little necklace, right? I got one made that says it says D Love on it, right?
yeah,
I got some little white Pumas, you know what I mean?
that's
Got a
right.
little outfit. She's excited
So
about it. I
so
mean, I
so
just want to make
she's
sure
gonna look fresh for the video.
fresh, you know what I mean? And yeah, so she's excited about it. You know what I mean? That's a
That's
little
cool.
song. And I've been wanting to do more songs with her, and we have stuff written already, right?
That's cool.
Some beats kind of picked out or whatever, but uh I'm trying to get my album like done. The one that's been sitting there for like almost 3 years.
Okay.
You
So
know
so
what I
you
mean?
have a lot of unreleased material, and you know,
Uh,
right now
yeah.
right now your focus is the visuals for the song with your daughter Destiny, aka D Love.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
So it sounds like she's excited, and you know, but I feel like this is gonna definitely lead to a lot more collaborations between you two, where like you're gonna have another opportunity to uplift people, because it seems like the message when you two come together is gonna be something of positivity, something uplifting, and the fact that she's young, I think it's a good way to reach out to the younger generation and also kind of like catch them early, you know. So you know, props for that. Big shout out to D Love. She joined us on the during the first episode, during the first interview, and you know, best of luck to you guys on the visuals. When do you think that's going to drop?
Well, I'm planning to record all the visuals and everything. I want to get it done within 3 weeks or so or less. I just have to get consulted with the dates with my boy Visions, the one that's going to be doing the video. And after that point, just the editing part could take about a week, 2 weeks or whatnot. Then I'm gonna release it on my channel. You know what I mean, before I used to release it in different channels, but uh, it's good uh, to put your content exclusive also in your page, and after that, I mean, it gets shared or whatever. But it's always good to keep your content on multiple channels or whatever. You know what I mean? But I want to give it exclusive, like for my channel. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
yeah, no, I mean, and it might not be. I mean, as you know, when you put it on different channels, the more subscribers they got, the more views you'll get, right? Obviously. So the less subscribers you have or whatnot, it might be less views, but at least they're real views. You know what I mean? And it helps you see like who's actually like digging your thing and supporting your music, right? So yeah.
That's a good strategy, and as you mentioned, yeah, you might, it's a trade-off, you put it somewhere else, and maybe you get more views, but you're not really building your own fan base or your own support base, by putting them somewhere else. This way, you put them on your channel, and you're kind of giving back to the people that are supporting you to begin with, and then you are able to see the analytics of what's working, or what things maybe you can improve on. So I think that's a good strategy. Definitely want to keep that, in-house. All right. Well, let's take a quick little break, and I want to get more into, your upcoming project, or your album that you kind of hinted at a little bit ago. But let's take another quick little break, and we'll be right back. You're listening to Chicano Rap Radio, raw and uncut.
Chicano Rap Radio, raw and uncut.
Welcome back to Chicano Rap Radio. We're chopping it up with OG Big Wicked. We've been talking about spirituality. We've been talking about his Lost Tapes album that's got a lot of bangers. He still has a couple. So hit him up for your hard copies. Send him a DM. Make sure you get one. Make sure you copy yourself a little bit of history. And there you go. And also make sure that you stay posted, because he's working on visuals for the song with his daughter D-Love, and possibly other future songs. You also mentioned that you had some unreleased material that you're going to use to put out an album. At some point, I imagine, you're going to work and put out a new album. When do you think you're going to release that album? And, how many tracks is that going to have?
I haven't set on a date yet. And I mean, as you know, man, I've been working on releasing it for a long time, but it's a lot of things that have been happening behind the scenes. I mean, not just the COVID, not just like that, but I mean, there's a lot of things that have been going on that kind of like stopped me from catching up on all these things that I had going on. Then at that time, I was also doing a lot of features for other artists or whatever, and kind of putting my stuff behind and doing other features or whatever, you know what I mean? So I kind of stopped doing that. So I'm not doing any features right now for anybody. No disrespect, I mean, shout out to everybody out there doing their thing, but I think it's time for me to catch up and finally release that long overdue album, you know what I mean? So I'm aiming for around July or so, man. So God willingly, you know what I mean? So, and it's a lot of tracks here with a lot of artists, Diablo, Free Diablo, Sinner, Free Sinner. This is from the homies from Banning out there in the IE. Tracks with the homie Tams right there in as well on the IE side from Miraloma.
Okay.
Homie Snoops from Corona, got the homies BOTG from South Central. I finally got the tracks with Mr. Little One. So right. I'm gonna release about 5 of those.
That's gonna be released in that album?
The album, Doug. So it's gonna be about 5 tracks of that. So yeah, man. So and then I got my shout out to my homie Rascal, some of those A-Phase, and my boy Big Listo. It's my younger homies there from my set, from my hood. And as an older homie, I'm trying to help them out also. You know what I mean? Give them a little spotlight, you know what I mean? So they're rolling with the Real Ones Entertainment, you know what I mean? Real Ones Entertainment, full effect, you know what I mean? So once I get that done, I got some tracks set up with them also. And they got some fire too, man. So I mean, it's a lot of fire tracks. You know what I mean? A lot of them that have been sitting there for a while. You know what I mean? Like over 2 years. You know what I mean? And some over a year or whatever. But it's like it's never the right time. You know what I mean? For a lot of things. You know what I mean? And but it's about the timing also. You know what I mean? You don't want to get too excited and pump yourself up. And I got to get this out there, because I always been, like I told you last time, more of like I like to drop singles because I like to take my time, case it up, cover, nice fucking track, bam, put it out
Make
there.
Sure it's right and ready.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So versus just like, all right, let me throw this in, put it out there, and it doesn't have the same effect, you know what I mean? So got to take good time on things. You know what I mean? Quality versus quantity. You know?
Always, always. And it sounds like you have a lot of really good features on there, and sounds like you have a lot of material to work with. Does the album have a, do you have a title for the album?
Uh, I have a few names on it. You know what I mean? So, like, I mean that I've been thinking about. You know what I mean? So, that's always tough one right there. You know what I mean? So I mean, it's gotta just
So
hit.
it's
You know
in
what I
the
mean? Kind of like,
works. It's in the
yeah,
works. We won't
yeah, it's in
release
the
it
works.
yet, but
Yeah,
there's an upcoming album from OG Big Wicked. He's
yep.
got a lot of features on there. He's got a lot of unreleased material that'll probably make its way into the album. It's a working title. You know, he's trying to figure out the right concept, the right title for the album, and then when he's ready, he'll release it hopefully sometime in the summer. Um, tell me what's been going on with Real Ones Apparel. I noticed that you have a T-shirt right there from one of the songs that is out called Gutter. What do you is that a special run? Is that a limited edition? Can people hit you up for that?
Yeah, very limited edition, but you go to realonesapparel.com. Everybody already pretty much knows that. And I mean, it's on my feed on my Instagram, on my social media, Real Ones Apparel with the Z. You go down there and there's long sleeve black, long sleeve white. I believe it's size XL and only 2XL at the time. I believe that all the black ones long sleeve got sold out already, but there's still white ones. You know what I mean? So, and it's totally limited edition. I'm not gonna print them out again. There's a few left. So if you want to cop one, you know what I mean, go down to my website or follow my my page on Instagram, Real Ones Apparel,
Okay.
and you'll be able to see. And also there
Yeah.
is new design coming. It's badass. And I mean, I actually got two, but one of them is already done. So I'm gonna give you a little exclusive here. So I mean, unless I get the hats before, but I just pretty much said it, homie.
That's right.
So
All
I'm
right.
gonna kick it out with some hats, homie. Some hats and some beanies. Sit down.
Some snapbacks.
Yeah, some snapbacks. You know what I mean? All black and royal blue. New
Snapbacks, all
design.
black,
Yeah, new design.
royal.
It's gonna be badass. And then I'm gonna come in probably with some sweaters. I don't want to give it too much away, but so I mean that's in the works already. And then I'm gonna start going with the shirts and things like that. But the design's gonna be fire. Gonna be it's a new design, new concept, no new idea. You know what I mean? And so yeah, I think it'll be a lot of people are gonna dig it. I mean that's what's going on with the brand, with the clothing line.
That's right.
Never
That's
stop working, dog. You know what I mean? The grind don't
no.
stop. You know what I mean? So I stay either with the music, either with the clothing line, or with life, or with the kids, or with the fan bam. You know what I mean? You always got to stay active. You know what I mean? As well as also, like I was mentioned to you earlier in the interview, your health is your wealth. So you also have to be able to take care of that also. You know what I mean? So
Okay. Okay. So you have a upcoming album you're working on. Hopefully you'll put the finishing touches on it soon. It'll release sometime in the summer.
yep,
You stay in motion. You're still working on your clothing line, Real Ones Apparel, Real Ones with a Z. Make sure you go and get your limited edition Gutter t-shirt. Go to realonesapparel.com or hit him up on the DM directly. I want to say thank you so much for sharing your thoughts, your views, your morals with us, not only during this interview, but also just through social media, because, I think it helps a lot of people. It's inspirational and it's reassuring that there's still people like you out there. So thank you for that. Any last words for the fans before we end the interview, or for the supporters?
fan supporters, my peeps out there, you, everybody out there, man. So kind of just on the topics that we spoke. You know what I mean? Y'all do your thing. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's a lot of people out there just like me, just like you, like we spoke. So like we were kind of like saying on the break, right? Like as far as like, man, so it's okay to actually like give props to God. Of course. You know what I mean? Of course it's right. And I mean, it's only righteous to do so because I mean, you got to be able to give that respect to the men upstairs. Two, you always have to be conduct yourself with integrity. You know what I mean? Have your morals right. You know what I mean? You don't ever want to be that person that sells out for views or for likes or for followers and all that stuff. That's boo boo. You know what I mean? You got to be able to carry yourself the right way. And if you have a channel out there, if you have a platform, I advise you to try to put out more positive and more constructive things for your fans, You know what I mean? Oh, not necessarily you, dog. You know what I mean? But whoever's like, you know what I mean?
General.
Watching this in general, you know what I mean? And it's don't glorify yourself, you know what I mean? Because you don't want to idolize yourself, you know what I mean? And I mean that, obviously we're all gonna I got my cover and everything. Obviously you gotta, you know what I mean? But don't sit here and make everything about you, because there's someone out there that I'm actually be looking up to you, and you're totally disregarding them because you're so high off yourself and so full of yourself that you're not paying attention to who's actually paying attention to you. So you got to be able to pay attention to that and actually be able to give some constructive things and some wisdom down to those little homies or youngsters or whoever might actually be listening to your music as well. You know what I mean? So I'm going to try to do some more after I drop my album. I'm going to try to do some more tracks with my daughter, you know what I mean? Make things a little more positive also, you know what I mean? Try to mix it up, you know what I mean? You never know, you know what I mean? So, but with that said, I mean, I appreciate everybody with the support, man. Ain't nothing changed, you know what I mean? Ain't nothing changed, you know what I mean? But every day you gotta grow, you know what I mean? Every day you gotta grow and get more wiser, you know what I mean? You never stop growing, you know what I mean? The only time you stop growing or learning is when you're dead, you know what I mean? So you wanna soak in as much knowledge as you can, and you wanna be able to do everything that you can in this life, because tomorrow's never promised and life is fucking short as fuck. You know what I mean?
Thank you for sharing that with us. Thank you so much for tuning in. You're listening to Chicano Rap Radio, raw and uncut.
Chicano Rap Radio, raw and uncut.